Yang Qingfei was one of the top classical Chinese opera performing artists and extremely popular in China and overseas in the 20th century. What do you think, as a Westerner, of the achievements of this artist based on what you have seen?
Well, I think that Yang Qingfei is a truly remarkable performer. Last year in Hong Kong, I had the privilege of participating in the launch of the books and the DVDs about her. Now, before then, I had had some experience listening to and enjoying Chinese instrumental music, but I'd had almost no exposure to Cantonese or Chinese opera. So reading the English sections of these books and watching the DVDs was really my introduction to this art form and to this performer. It was a fascinating and moving experience for me. I found it extraordinary that although I couldn't understand the words and I was not familiar with the conventions of Chinese and Cantonese opera, nevertheless I was struck by my understanding of the very special qualities that she has. The sheer power of her presence in every scene in which she appeared, her very attractive personality, the way she moves and her timing, her magnificent voice, the way she was able to seamlessly and without any artificiality move from singing to dialogue and dialogue back to singing. And perhaps above all, I was struck by her expressiveness, her extraordinary capacity to convey so much just by her facial expressions and by the use of those incredible eyes of hers. I was also impressed by her naturalness. Although Cantonese and Chinese opera are formal art forms, she doesn't give any impression of artificiality, of formality, or being stylized. I thought this was remarkable that to a Westerner so much could be conveyed about her capacity and her qualities. And I think that it's a tribute to her genius that she was able to transcend language and culture in that way.
Yang Qingfei was a female opera performer and actress, but played the role of a male. Is there any similar example in the long history of classical opera in the West?
Well, I'm not an expert in Western classical opera, but I do know that there are many operas in which male characters are played by female opera singers. For example, Mozart's The Marriage of Figaro, Richard Strauss's Der Rosenkavalier and Gounod's Faust. In all of those, a male character is usually played by a female singer. Interestingly, in those operas and many others, it's traditional for a mezzo-soprano to take that role rather than the rich contralto of Yang Qingfei. I'm not an expert, but I'm not aware of Western opera singers actually making a specialty of singing male characters as Yang Qingfei has.
Seeing the performances of Yang Qingfei in the DVDs, could you relate any of her acting style to Western performers?
Well, I can see some similarities between particular aspects of her style and mode of performance with those of some Western actors and actresses. But I can't think offhand of any one actor which possesses them all. However, having said that, when I was watching her, I was in some ways reminded of Dame Judi Dench. Now, she's not an opera singer, although she has had singing roles, but she is one of the greatest English-speaking actresses in the world. and she has a similar range of qualities and capacities as Yam Kim Fai has, and she has a similar sort of attractive personality and presence.
If there were to be an exhibition of materials on this artist, do you think the people of Tasmania would be interested to come to this exhibition?
I'm not sure if Tasmanian audiences would be quite ready for such an exhibition yet. I think they'd need more exposure to Chinese opera and music. However, having said that, we were surprised and pleased when the Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery held the exhibition last year of the works of Yao Chung Yi to find that there was a great deal of public interest in the calligraphy. Although the public couldn't understand the characters, it did arouse quite a lot of excitement and interest, and I think it was perhaps they were detecting the intrinsic aesthetic appeal of the characters, their grace, their balance, and they started getting interested in the different styles of calligraphy, running script and cursive and so on. So perhaps I'm wrong, perhaps the Tasmanian public would be prepared to be adventurous about a Yam Kim Fai exhibition too.